Well, hello and welcome back to my workbench. It is time once again to try to fix something, and today on the workbench I have another dead PS5. I can't remember if this is a 10, 15, 11, I can't remember. But anyway, it's one of the original Fat Series PS5s, and this is supposed to be a no power. It is, however, from someone who works on these consoles, so it's going to be previously worked on. I'll put up the description of what the seller said had been done to it. I believe the south bridge has been changed, but that did not fix the problem. So not likely to be a simple dead power supply in this one. I'm sure they tried another supply. I'm sure they checked all that stuff. So I'm not sure what it's going to be. Maybe it's a short somewhere on the board. I hope we can find it. Let's give it some power. We'll just kind of confirm what the symptoms are. Power supply started up. Let's just see what she does. Yeah, it was supposed to have been no beep, no lights, no sign of any kind of power. So that's where we are. Rather dead. I hate eject for the heck of it, but no, it's not going to happen. So yeah, we're very, very dead. Let's get the covers off and let's just see if we can figure out why it's so dead. Well, I can see someone has been trying to read the UART codes, and they've left a screw out there and here. All right, well, our main board is out. A bit of a dry spot on the APU, I noticed, but other than that, the first thing I'd like to look at is around the south bridge. We know the south bridge has been worked on. Need to look under the microscope, see if we can look under the edge of the south bridge and just see what it looks like. What do we see under the edge? So let me see if I can switch to our microscope view. And let's see what we see up under the edge of that south bridge. Okay, looks like it's down pretty good. Kind of hard to see from this side. What about from this side? I do see some flux, but not a ton of flux. Does not look like the BIOS has been removed. So, all right, let's get set back up. Take a look at the current draw. I think that's my next stop. All right, well, I think I've got my leads connected properly over there. Let's give this board 12 volts and let's just see what happens. 10 milliamps and it bumped to 16, back down to 5. That is very odd. 10. I just saw 10 and 5 that time. Very, very dead. So what do we have? Supposedly the South Bridge has been replaced, assuming it's good. We could have a missing supply rail. We could have corrupted BIOS. The NOR flash here could be corrupted. Yeah, that's kind of the options right now. I think it's one or the other. We're missing a rail because of a short possibly, or a fuse open. Who knows? Or the contents of this are just corrupted to the point it can't do anything with it. The software can't load it. Let's figure out what it is. So let's switch to voltage mode. What do we have? What do we not have? I'll give the board 12 volts. And let's see. Well, we obviously have 12 volts, right? Do we obviously have 5 volts? I'm thinking we will because she's drawing a few milliamps of current. Not a lot, but she is drawing a little. Trying to get my leads out of the way here. She does draw a little bit of current. 5 volts right here. Yeah, we have 5 volts. Do we have some of these other voltages around this standby power chip here? 3.3? Yes, we have 3.3. What is this one? 1 something? 1.15? We are there. Now, what is this one? Oh, 1 point. There's nothing there. I may have to look under the microscope. Some of this is just too small. 3.3. Some of this is just too small to see. There's at 1.98. So that's good. I mean, at this point, we have enough. I would think the Southbridge would run. I am curious if this 32 kilohertz oscillator is running on the other side of the board. If I can manage to flip this over without losing the leads. Here it is right here, this little black looking object. Now can we see the scope? All right, there you can see it. Now, do we have an oscillator running? I'm going to say we do have a 32 kilohertz oscillator running. Yep. We sure do. Looks perfectly fine. All right, I'm going to flip the board back over here. And check the 25 megahertz oscillator. Yep, 249987. So oscillators are running. The Southbridge is trying to do something. It has power. Its clocks are running. Switch back. It is running. This oscillator right here is running 25 megahertz. This seems eerily familiar. This seems like corrupt firmware. The Southbridge is trying to load its software up to do something, and whatever it finds on this chip it does not like. So let's pull the contents off of there and check that. That's what I'm leaning towards right now. Corrupt firmware. Could be wrong. Well, I decided to take a look at the data lines coming between these between this NOR chip here and the Southbridge. We're going to probe this one right here. And watch the scope when I give it power. Saw some data go by, right? I turned the power off. We'll give it 12 volts again. Yeah. All right, so that to me looks like a Southbridge trying to load its software and not liking it. So it's just further confirmation that I think we have corrupt firmware. So yeah, let me pull that chip off. All right then, just to go over what we've just done. I removed this IC here, which contains the software for the Southbridge. Removed that, read its contents. Used BWE software to analyze it, the BWE NOR tool, and it did look like it had corruption to it. So I then used the BWE NOR, what do they call it? Creation tool. I can't remember what it's called exactly, but to recreate a NOR based upon the one that I removed. In other words, I harvested serial numbers, model numbers, MAC addresses, all that from the original dump and brought them into hopefully a new, fresh, working copy of software for this Southbridge. And now I've reinstalled it, burned it back onto this same IC, installed this IC again, and we are ready to apply power to this board and see if it now draws more than 10 milliamps. That's our hope. Let's see what happens. No, that would be an epic failure. Still doing the exact same thing. Okay. Back up and try it again. There are a lot of options to that NOR creation tool, and I don't have them all figured out yet, so I probably did something wrong. So what I'm going to do now, I think, is manually edit a known working file and put in the MAC addresses, serial numbers, everything I need to make it, work properly for this board. I'll do that manually and see how that works. I'll burn it to the same chip, which this chip seems to be healthy, because when I read it, originally when I read it, I got the same checksum each time, like 4 times read it and saved it. So I believe the chip is good. Just need to get some good content on there. All right, well, let's try this again. All right, what I've done, I have removed this NOR IC again, and I've written to it a working file for an EDM-010. I have not modified it yet. It's a working file as it is. So I don't want to leave it that way, but I want to see if it will boot properly with this. And then if it does, then I'll go back with the hex editor and I'll fix it. So for right now, what does she do? No. No. Something's not right. Something's not right. I'm missing something. I'm missing something. Is that Southbridge bad? I don't know. I'm missing something. So where are we now? Well, I've changed out the contents of this chip twice. One time with a rebuild NOR PS5 BIOS, and another time with a known good BIOS, and neither one of them worked. So I went to taking a little closer look around this south bridge here, which has been swapped. I knew that going in. That has been replaced, so you would think it would be good. But I decided to go ahead and take a little closer look around some of the rails going in to that south bridge. Specifically, this is a switch 3.3 volt rail right here on this small capacitor. And if we check from there to ground, getting right at 51 ohms. Okay. And I know that goes, let me flip this board over. Look at the other side underneath the south bridge where the rails come in. I know that goes to right here. Okay. It also comes in over here, I believe it is. There. Right. So, roughly 51 ohms. Let me look at a known good board. I do have a known good EDM-010 right here. Let's see. And we will look at that same capacitor, which is it's a switched 3.3 volt rail that goes into that south bridge. If we check right there, what do we get? 4.2K. So a huge difference. So my best guess is our south bridge is not so good. So I have gone ahead and reballed one that I hope is good right here. So let me get set up, get the board on the preheater, and we'll swap this out and see if this makes any difference whatsoever. Because I suppose just because it was changed out doesn't mean that south bridge was good. I think this one was good. I don't know for sure. I've got it in my parts drawer. It's not marked as bad. So we will find out. All right, so our south bridge has been replaced. I did notice when I took it off there was a little bit of trace damage, like somebody had pulled a pad, pulled one of the traces up. They had repaired it though, so I left it alone. It did look okay. Some of the solder mask was missing in a few places. I doctored on that a little bit, patched that. Polarity is correct. We're ready to see if that was our issue or not. Let's find out. If I can get over here by the power supply. 12 volts. 8 milliamps. Oh, up to 300. Yes, sir. Come back down to 10. That looks healthy. That looks healthy. All right, I think this thing will boot now. Yes, I do. Let me get it back in the chassis. Let's just find out. But I think that was our whole problem. It was just a bad south bridge. Yeah, I don't know if it was, maybe it was, poorly installed. I kind of doubt it, though. Yeah. At 40 ohms. It wasn't dead shorted, but it wasn't quite right either. Okay. Let's find out if that was all of the problem. Well, I have slipped the main board back into the chassis, ready to find out if it will turn on. Looking at that current draw, I'm very hopeful. Yep, let's find out. Yes, blue light, fan spinning. Just need some video. Come on. Come on. Don't be shy. White light. Oh, there it goes. Yeah. White light, storage check. All right, this is looking very promising. So it looks like we just had a faulty south bridge that had been installed by whatever shop this came from. It looks like the one I had on hand was good because I don't have any quote new ones on hand. I need to get some ordered. I just have a few one owner, low mileage used ones. All right. I think we're about done. Let me put it back together. We'll put it all back together, give it a good test, make sure the Blu-ray works, make sure it's the right Blu-ray for it. It's sitting over here in a pile. And then we'll know if we have a working system completely. All right, well, I would like to do a bit of a post-mortem on this south bridge that we've removed. So I'm trying to figure out if it was just poorly installed or it was truly a faulty south bridge. So let's take a look under the microscope and see if we can confirm that, because I'm pretty sure that it was bad, and I think I have proven that. If we look, we're looking at the back of the south bridge, and I've got it kind of labeled there on the paper. A1 is up in this corner, and so it could be A18 on this corner. Here's V1 and there's V18 on this corner. So I'm using, make sure everything's in the shot here, I'm using A3 as the ground because it is ground. And I've written down every pin that the 3.3 volt rail that was, had the 47 ohms on, every pin on this chip that it goes to. And there are several. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pins, 9 pads, you could say, that it goes to. So, but the one we're most interested in is, here's A3. I'm going to put my ground probe there. We're going to go to E8. So, A, B, C, D, E. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And there's our 48 ohms. And also, another pin right below it is F8. It's also 48 ohms. So yeah, we have confirmed it is definitely a faulty south bridge, and so I need to throw it in the garbage. I had thought about, well, maybe it's still good, maybe it just wasn't installed properly, but nope, it's bad. It's definitely bad. Well, now we know. Well, this PS5 is fully reassembled. It seems to be running fine. I've installed a game. It seems to be having no problems. We have another PS5 back from the dead. And for those of you who are wondering, I did go back and reinstall the original contents of that NOR flash. So it does have its original MAC addresses, serial numbers, board ID, all that stuff. So I did remember to do that. Didn't show it, I don't think, but I did put it back. So it's back like it was from the factory, and it does look like the original dump was just fine. The contents of that NOR IC were just fine. Working fine once I reinstalled it on there. Well, anyway, I hope you liked that one. Thought it was fun, interesting, educational, entertaining, any of the above. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, and I will see you in that very next repair. Bye for now.